excuse, make any explanation. Those are all better saved for your attorney at a private meeting. However, if you don't take the court's advice and you begin to speak about your case and tell me what did or did not occur, understand you probably want to improve your position and everything's being recorded. So if you say something that maybe incriminates you or hurts your defense, it's all going to be recorded, and somebody could probably play it for a judge or a jury on a later date and put you in an even more precarious legal position. So the bottom line is, don't tell me about your case. I may ask you about how long you've lived here, things like that, but I'm not going to ask you, and you shouldn't tell me about your case. Now, when I call your name, all you have to do is step forward. If you have a private attorney, let me know who that is, and we'll try to reach out and contact your attorney. Now, you want to come up? We have a Spanish case. Sir, do you swear or affirm to translate from English to Spanish, Spanish to English, truthfully and to the best of your ability?
I do, Esteban Rojas.
Okay. I think we have somebody coming up here. Are you Mr. Cardenas?
Usted es el señor Cárdenas.
Okay. Sir, you've been charged with operating a vehicle without a valid driver's license.
Usted se le acusa de conducir un vehículo automotor sin licencia válida.
And you have a traffic ticket associated with that.
Y también trae aparejado una infracción de tránsito.
The court notes that you have no Florida driving record, and apparently you have no Florida license.
La corte toma nota de que usted no tiene expediente de manejo en el estado de Florida. Parece que usted tampoco tiene licencia de conducir en el estado de Florida.
Therefore, the court will find probable cause.
Por lo tanto, consideramos que existe causa probable.
State, does this defendant have a criminal record?
¿Tiene antecedentes penales este acusado?
See anything out of Broward, Your Honor?
No veo nada en Broward.
Anything the defense would like to say today?
¿Algo que quiera decir la defensa? Your Honor, there's no...
Can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
Mic's off. Mic's off.
Okay, am I doing something wrong here?
Oh, maybe.
Okay, try it now. Go ahead.
Now we can.
We've got you.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay. All right. In speaking with Mr. Cardenas, he advised me he's been residing in our community since 2002, over 15 years.
Luego de hablar con el señor Cárdenas, me informa que ha vivido más de 15 años en nuestra comunidad desde el 2002.
He's 54 years old.
Tiene 54 años de edad.
He works in construction, Judge.
Trabaja en construcción, señor juez.
His weekly average is approximately $500 a week.
Su ingreso promedio semanal es aproximadamente $500.
He lives in Miami with his family.
Vive en Miami con su familia.
They've been residing in the same home for over 3 years.
Han estado viviendo en la misma casa durante más de 3 años.
Judge, we'd be asking you to sign a phone order so he could have access to his phone contacts to call someone to post his bond.
Señor juez, solicitaríamos que usted firme una orden judicial para permitirle acceso a su teléfono para que pueda llamar a alguien para que pague su fianza.
And we'd be asking you to keep the standard bond in place.
Y solicitaríamos que mantenga la fianza habitual en estos casos.
Okay. The court does note that his booking sheet and the police report have no addresses on them.
La corte sí toma nota de que su hoja de fichaje y también el informe policial no contiene ninguna dirección.
Do you know why that would be, sir?
¿Sabe, señor, por qué es eso?
He doesn't know why, Judge.
I didn't remember at the time.
Okay. And do you do you have any how long have you lived at your current address, sir?
¿Cuánto tiempo ha vivido en su dirección actual, señor?
3 años.
3 years.
Okay. Hold on one moment.
Momento, por favor.
Okay. Sir, I'm going to, the court's concerned you lack ties to the community. There's no addresses on any of these documents, and the first time apparently you're saying you have an address is today. I'm going to set your bond today at $500 on count 1.
Señora, a la corte le preocupa el hecho de que usted no haya especificado ninguna dirección. Nos preocupa eso en relación con sus lazos con la comunidad. y hoy es el primer día que usted está diciendo que tiene dirección. Así que voy a fijar su fianza en el monto de $500.
Thank you. You may bond out.
Gracias. Puede pagar la fianza para
Are you
salir.
going to sign our phone order that we requested?
Sure.
Señor juez, ¿va a
Sure.
firmar la orden telefónica? Sí.
Okay. Thank you. You want to make an announcement, sir?
¿Alguien más necesita traducción al español?
Judge, I know there's on your second look docket,
Someone just raised his hand and behind the attorney.
there's Jose Fontanes. I know he speaks English, but sometimes I think we call a Spanish interpreter. I don't know how you want to handle it, Judge.
Well, is he there?
Yes. Mr.
Come on up, sir.
Fontanes.
Oh, yeah. Hi, how you doing? Good to see you again, Mr. Fontanez.
I'm going back for the same channel trespassing after 2 weeks, you know.
You want to tell him it's good to see him again?
Bueno verlo de nuevo, señor.
I come back in 2 weeks for the same channel trespassing, you know.
Mr. Fontanez, you've come back to jail many times since I've been a judge.
Señor Fontanes, usted ha
Creo que it's
regresado.
my last time, because I tried to move to Tamarack.
Well, you spend a lot of time in the jail, though.
Pues usted ha pasado mucho tiempo en la cárcel.
Is not possible you give me time set today, please?
Well,
My last time.
what is he here
Been
for?
here
I don't
since
even.
June 21st.
I don't have any. Does anybody have a police report or anything I can look at?
It's a trespass, $100 bond. He's been in
Oh.
custody since June 21st.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. Been arrested several times at the same place.
Ha sido arrestado varias veces en el mismo sitio.
Let me ask Dave, when was the last time he was in jail?
Le pregunto a la fiscalía cuándo fue la última vez que estuvo en la cárcel.
He was arrested June 2nd for trespassing at the post office. He took a 10-day sentence. He got out June 12th. Before that, he was arrested May 17th for trespassing at the post office. Took a 20-day sentence, was released May 31st.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him go to his division. I know Mr. Fontanez was a regular when I was in prior, and I think it's best he goes to his division.
Fue arrestado el 2 de junio por entrar ilegalmente en una propiedad. Salió el 12 de junio. Fue arrestado el 17 de mayo por estar ilegalmente en la cerca del correo y purgó una sentencia de 20 días. El juez ordena que sea trasladado a su división. Ha sido un cliente regular, por así decirlo, de este sistema.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Okay. You want to make an announcement for any other Spanish?
A gentleman raised his hand back there.
Mr. Guillen?
Hey,
Judge, he wants to ask you a question.
Harley,
Yes.
it's possible you give me time set, but I tried to move to Tamarack.
Yeah. No time served today. Thank you.
Judge, this is Mr. Carlos Gellin. He's on page 3 of the docket. I know he speaks English, but I know his first language is Spanish, so that's why I
Got
guess
it.
I'm
No
really
pro-
abundant to
No
contact.
problem. No
Señor
problem.
juez, este es el señor Guillén, habla inglés, pero sé que su idioma natal es el español, así que para ser cautelosos mejor contar con los servicios de un intérprete.
Mr. Guillen, you've been charged with DUI
Señor Guillén, a usted se le acusa de conducir bajo los efectos del alcohol
and no driver's license.
y no portar licencia de conducir.
So correct.
That is correct.
The court finds probable cause.
La Corte considera que existen indicios de haberse cometido un delito.
The record I have reflects that you have no driver's license.
Según el expediente que veo acá, usted no tiene licencia de conducir.
The court will find probable cause to each and every count.
Consideramos que existen indicios suficientes de delito en cada uno de los cargos.
State, does he have a criminal record?
¿Tiene expediente penal?
I don't believe so, Judge.
Creo que no, señor juez.
Defense, anything you want to say?
¿Algo que quiera decir la defensa?
Do you have something?
Judge, Mr. Gillen has been residing in South Florida for the past 5 years.
Señor
He
juez,
is 19 years old.
el señor Guillén ha estado viviendo en el sur de Florida durante los últimos 5 años, tiene 19 años de edad,
He did attend Western High School,
asistió al colegio Weston
and now he's working.
y ahora se encuentra trabajando.
He's a painter, and he gets paid approximately $110 per day.
Es pintor de brocha gorda, gana aproximadamente $110 por día.
Financially, he has no money in the bank, no property.
Económicamente no tiene dinero en el banco, no tiene propiedad.
He lives in Davie with his mother.
Vive en Davie con su madre.
They've been renting at the same trailer for the past 5 years.
Han estado alquilando la misma casa rodante durante los últimos 5 años.
He's going to be contacting his mother to help post his bond.
Va a contactar a su madre para que le ayude a pagar su fianza.
His mom is employed cleaning houses,
Su madre trabaja limpiando casas,
so she doesn't have much financial resources.
de
Judge,
forma que ella no cuenta con muchos recursos financieros, señor juez.
Judge, we'd be asking at this time if you could sign a phone order allowing him access his phone so he can call his mom to post his bond, because I don't think she knows where he's at right now.
Señor juez, solicitaríamos que usted firme una disposición permitiéndole acceso a su teléfono para que pueda llamar a su madre, porque creo que su madre desconoce su paradero en este momento.
Okay.
And I'd ask you to keep the standard bond in place at this time, Judge.
Y
Yes, sir.
solicitaría que mantenga la fianza habitual en estos casos.
Your Honor,
One other fact, Judge,
What is
I
that?
just want to point out, I know in reviewing the probable cause affidavit, he was very remorseful and cooperated with the police officer.
Yes,
Y
sir.
algo más para señalar, señor juez, simplemente al analizar el informe sobre indicios de delito, él en el momento de los hechos demostró un gran sentido de remordimiento y fue colaborador con los oficiales que lo detuvieron.
I apologize. Pretrial notice, they discovered a prior that I hadn't noticed.
Is that
Your Honor, the NCIC indicates that he may be wanted right now out of Burlington, Florida for 2015 violation of probation on a DUI.
Su señoría, el Departamento de Investigación Preliminar identificó un posible antecedente. Es posible que el caballero sea buscado en Bradenton en este momento por violación de su libertad condicional con base en una posible un cargo de conducir bajo los efectos del alcohol.
how? Can you confirm that, or is that just a hunch? or-
¿Pueden confirmar eso o es
Okay, got it.
especulación?
So apparently he's on probation right now for a DUI out of Bradenton, Florida.
Pareciera ser que se encontraba bajo libertad condicional por motivo de conducir bajo los efectos del alcohol en Bradenton, Florida.
Judge, at this time, he's unaware of him being on probation in Bradenton, Judge.
Señor juez, en este momento él no tiene ninguna información sobre esa afirmación de que se encuentre bajo libertad condicional en Bradenton.
Could it be a pending DUI and not being on probation for a DUI? Is there some variation
¿Será
of it?
que era un DUI pendiente y no libertad condicional?
According to the NCIC, Your Honor, the arrest occurred April 23rd, 2015, was placed on probation, disposition for probation was June 16th, 2015 for 1 year. The warrant was issued December 16th, 2015.
Okay.
Señor juez, según lo que nos consta por el informe del NCIS, el DUI ocurrió el 23 de abril del 2015, el auto judicial fue emitido el 16 de junio y la orden de arresto se emitió el 23 de diciembre, o en diciembre, mejor dicho.
See, do you have any further on that? Okay. So the court believes you represent a danger to the community.
Señor, la Corte considera que usted representa un peligro para la comunidad.
It appears you have a prior DUI out of Bradenton, Florida.
Parece ser que usted tiene un DUI previo en Bradenton, Florida.
You have no driver's license.
no porta licencia de conducir.
The court imagines you didn't have a driver's license when you got the DUI in Bradenton.
La corte asume que usted no tenía licencia de conducir cuando cometió el DUI en Bradenton.
It appears that you continue to drive with no driver's license,
Pareciera ser que usted sigue conduciendo sin licencia
and now you're crashing into people and things.
y ahora resulta que está chocando con personas y objetos.
And it would not be a stretch of the court's imagination to believe you have no automobile insurance either.
Y no sería difícil de imaginarse que usted tampoco cuente con seguro vehicular.
Your bond on count one, based on the court's concern for the safety of the community,
Su fianza para el primer cargo, dadas las preocupaciones que tiene la corte sobre la amenaza que usted representa para la comunidad,
will be $10,000.
será de $10,000.
Count two will be $2,500 for no driver's license.
Para el segundo cargo, $2,500 por no portar licencia de conducir.
If you're released from custody, you'll be on pretrial release with a GPS monitor.
Si es excarcelado, se
I'll waive the
encontrará
cost of that.
bajo monitoreo GPS con un monitor y quedan anulados los costos de supervisión para ese monitor.
Okay, and then you're not allowed to operate a motor vehicle
Le queda prohibido operar un vehículo automotor
while you're on bond and on release.
mientras se encuentre bajo fianza y libertad condicional.
And thank you, sir.
Gracias, señor.
Judge, you'll sign the phone order?
Yes,
Señor
sir.
juez, ¿firma la orden para darle acceso al teléfono? Sí.
Here you go. Thank you. You want to make an announcement, sir? Any others?
¿Alguien más necesita traducción al español?
Okay. Looks like that's got it. Thank you.
Okay, sure.
Okay, can I call up one of the attorneys? Whoever's first. What do you have, sir?
Good afternoon, Judge.
Hey, good afternoon. Good.
Claiming on behalf of Janine Delyard, sir.
Okay, right here. Got it.
Got it?
Okay, what? Janine Delyard, where are you?
North
ma'am?
Broward.
If they want.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Miss Delyard. Ma'am, you're charged with a very serious crime. I suggest that you do not speak about your case. Please do not tell us what did or did not occur. Let your attorney speak on your behalf. All right, ma'am?
Okay.
Okay.
Judge, I also have her cousin and mother and father that are present, so Your
Okay.
Honor's aware that she's got some support.
Got
here.
it. Can I have everybody raise your right hand? Do you swear or that's your left hand, ma'am? That's good. Everybody put up your right hand.
Right. Everybody's right.
Yeah, no, the one in back had the left. Okay. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
hands down. Let's start over here, ma'am. Tell us your name and how you related or know Miss Delyard.
Yes, my name is Linda Sentinel. She's my first cousin.
Got it, and thank you. Your name, ma'am.
Was Delia just that?
How do you know Miss Delyard? Are you related to her?
She's a daughter.
The daughter.
Daughter. Oh, you're the mom. Okay. Your name, sir. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much for coming here. Anything you'd like to state on her behalf?
I'd like to say a few things.
Well, let me
Your Honor.
ask you this: do you have any objection about probable cause at this point?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Okay,
And I know
what-
that Mr. Linder is going to disagree with me on this
Okay.
particular point, Judge. But insofar, this is a constructive possession case. So once Your Honor, I don't know if you've had the opportunity to read the piece.
I read
thus
it.
Far.
I read
the
it.
vehicles belong to a gentleman by the name of Mr. Goldstein. Mr. Goldstein apparently has some sort of a relationship, per his own commentary, with the co-defendant or another individual, Mr. Kari, who was arrested for drug trafficking on June 22nd. With that being said, at some point, I guess in the Camaro, it appears that somewhere on the passenger side of the vehicle, there was a backpack that contained these items that were in it. And I don't see enough in the report to show conclusively that Miss Delyard actually, where they can prove knowledge that she knew what was in the bag. Knowledge of the contraband, whether it's cocaine, whether it's methamphetamine, heroin, oxycodone, marijuana, whatever the case may be, in conjunction with dominion and control, will ultimately need to be proved.
What about the telephone conversations that were recorded from the jail?
I had a feeling that Your Honor was going to go there.
Okay,
So
there you go.
before I get into that, the one thing I'll say is post Miranda, it was noted that the defendant did not make any admissions that anything was hers or that she knew what was going on. Mr. Linder may then point out that there is something regarding the fact that she says Zoe is my friend. That in and of itself is not indicative of her knowing what the contraband is. Insofar as the calls, they're talking about how much do you want me to sell for that stuff. They're using code words perhaps as stuff.
I agree
food.
with everything around. Take the code words. I agree that the other things could be innocent conversation.
Sure.
But the code words
Are problematic.
they appear to be a weak point in your argument.
And I would concede that on its face, it probably is, Judge. The only difference may be she's charged with conspiracy to traffic or trafficking in two separate items. One is heroin, the other is cocaine. The state will need to prove at some point that she knew what, in fact, she was trafficking in.
Right.
And just by her saying that she's if we're going to take these calls on its face, and she's doing it in theory for her boyfriend, and he's saying move this or move that, she still needs to know what it is that she's moving. She may very well be thinking she's selling Pez. I'm sure that's not the case. But with that being said, I think that PC may, in fact, be an issue.
I appreciate your argument. Do you have a response, State?
Well, one, as far as knowledge, there is also the response of willful ignorance. Your Honor, she's claiming to asking not just moving food and other items, but how much do you want me to sell the stuff for? How much do you want for the food? Also, regarding her post-Miranda statement, counsel refers to the first part of what she said. I would rely upon the second part where Zoe's my friend. I was just helping him out. I think taking in totality everything, and also noting that she was in sole and exclusive possession of the vehicle where the drugs were found, Your Honor.
I'm going to agree with the state based on the totality of the circumstance. If you look at each piece maybe in a vacuum, you could draw a different conclusion. But today the court's going to find probable cause looking at the totality. However, the court does give great weight to your argument as a mitigator to bond.
May I say just one last
Go
thing?
ahead.
And Mr. Linder, I appreciate his argument. The one thing I will note is the actual owner of the car, the pickup truck and the Camaro,
Right.
this Mr. Goldstein, oddly enough, when he's contacted by the detectives, he claims that the cars were not insured, no one had the permission to use them, yet for some strange reason he wanted police to not be involved. He didn't want to report the items stolen, which there could be more than meets the eye with this individual, Mr. Goldstein, and what his involvement is or isn't, or at least insofar as my client knowing what was in it.
It does appear you have fertile ground to investigate and to flip over some
forward.
stones. There's no doubt about that.
So I'll give you some bond commentary because I know that's probably what
Okay.
you want to get.
Well, let me ask, does she have a criminal record, State?
Your Honor, the only thing I saw out of Leon County in 2014, there was a misdemeanor stalking. It looked like she went through pretrial on that. Other than that, Your Honor, and the facts of the case, I would ask the court to take into consideration, even without a criminal history, the minimum mandatory sentences she is facing if convicted of these charges. Also, Your Honor, as far as safety of the community, the drugs involved, heroin, is of a particular concern for obvious reasons that have, Your Honors, I'm sure familiar with, stated in the news lately.
I understand. And what is the minimum mandatory she's facing on this? Count one?
It should be 3 years on count one, and there's no min-man on the other two.
I thought it
No,
was 4 to
you're right.
14 for 3 years.
I think for 4 to 14, it's 3.
3 is 3 years. One moment.
And one actually then might be 7 if that's the case. If it's 14,
No.
if it's 14 to 28 and it's heroin, it's either 3 or 7.
Yeah,
Eric.
let me just look at this.
Let me ask you, Mr. Clayman, does she have a passport?
That's my next question. Does she have a passport or is she a U.S. citizen? She's a citizen. So does she own a passport? Can you ask her mother?
No.
Ask her.
Okay. What?
No, she's
let
saying
me-
no.
Let me just start off by saying, Ms. Deliard, while you're on release, you're not allowed to obtain a passport, and you're not allowed to possess a passport, and you're not allowed to apply for a passport. Do you understand? You are not allowed to have a passport in your possession. You are not allowed to go onto airport property. You're not allowed to purchase an airline ticket. You're not allowed to go into a port facility, and you're not allowed to purchase a ticket for passage on a boat or an ocean-going vessel. You're not allowed to board a boat or ocean-going vessel, and you're not allowed to possess at any time any ticket for passage on a boat, a ship, or an airplane. Is that clear?
That's clear, sir.
And I'm going to order that you stay in the Tri-County area of South Florida. That's West Palm, Broward, and Dade. You're not allowed to leave the Tri-County area. All right?
Okay.
Now, if you have to leave, you have something come up, you have to ask your judge for permission. You can talk to your attorney about it. Go ahead.
Your Honor, the cocaine charge is 3 years. The 14 to 28 on heroin is 15 years.
Okay.
Fair enough. With that being said, Judge, minimum mandatories aside, we all understand that they are there. I'd just like to briefly discuss what the family can even attempt to get near.
Go
The
ahead.
Requested bond amounts thus far, I would argue, is tantamount to a no bond hold.
I understand.
I can tell you right now they can't afford them. So what I've come up with the family is the first cousin who you've been introduced to, she works part-time as a dispatcher at a retirement home facility. Mom is a part-time cook. Dad is a part-time driver. So we have 3 part-time scenarios. No work now. I thought he was part-time driving, you said.
Well, I imagine when he works, that's what he does.
Okay, so now he's sick with what? Okay, so we now have 2 people that we're going to be relying on. So what my question was, which was still likely to be over the amounts that they can contribute to, but I do know the bonds person in this particular case, and she is inclined to allow them to work a payment arrangement with them, was I was going to ask that, Your Honor, lower the bond significantly, and I hope it's not an egregious ask.
Okay.
I was going to ask for $10,000 on count 1, $10,000 on count 2, count 3 to be ROR'd into pretrial with a GPS monitor and any other conditions that the court felt appropriate. Only asking that because of the fact that she is a U.S. citizen. She does not own a passport. She won't request one. Everyone can keep tabs on her. She has no history of evading court in the past.
What kind of bond are you seeking, State?
Your Honor, I was going to be asking that the convenience bonds be left in place. I would say that I believe $10,000 on a 15-year minimum mandatory prison sentence is just too low. So I'll, obviously the specific amounts I'll leave in the court's discretion just based on both the aggravating factors and mitigating factors that have been presented. Your Honor, the only other thing I would ask, though, is if the court does have a concern regarding flight and passport issues, is if just to cover our bases, if Ms. Deliard could be placed under oath, and if the court can inquire under oath whether she has a passport or not.
Do you mind if I do that?
Of course not.
Ms. Deliard, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, all truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Put your hand down. Tell me your name.
Janine Deliard.
Ms. Deliard, have you ever had a passport in your name?
I had one when I was a kid. It's been expired for over 10 years.
Okay, and where's that passport now?
If it's not thrown out, my mom may have it like an old document. It's like when I was a baby, a picture when I was 11 years old.
Okay. And have you had an adult passport?
No, sir. Never did.
Have you used that passport, the one you had as a child, in the last 10 years?
I used it one time when I was a child, and that was to go to Haiti with my father. That was the reason why we got the passport.
Okay. Are you a citizen, if I may ask another question, are you a citizen of any other country besides the United States? No?
Born and raised in Florida.
Okay. All right. I think that's about it. Okay. Court is going to give her pretrial release GPS monitor. I'm going to waive the cost. I'm going to allow her to work. She's not locked down. What I am going to do is order she has no contact with these co-defendants if they're considered co-defendants. Jared Goldstein, and who's the? Okay, well, ma'am, you don't need to say anything now.
I'm sorry.
Don't say anything. Jared Goldstein is one, and who's the other one?
I believe the other one is actually, if I'm not mistaken, might be her boyfriend. Which is going to create an interesting
It's
scenario.
Carey, C-A-R-R-E.
Mr. Carey? Yes. Or Care?
Hold on. Just give me a moment.
Is he still in custody, Mr. Care? Or is he out of custody? Okay. It is? Okay. Fair enough. So as I understand it, Judge, he is in custody, so the only way that, in theory, they could even communicate is if he was to call out.
What's his first name, do we know?
Mr. Care? Michael?
No contact with Michael Care or Carey, C-A-R-R-E, directly or indirectly. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
No contact directly or indirectly with Jared Goldstein. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
May I say one thing?
Sure.
So that means if Mr. Care contacts you from the jail, so you understand, you just need to not even respond. It needs to be a hang up and end the call.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
All right. And no indirect contact with either one. Is that clear? No third-party contact. All right?
100% clear.
Okay, the court's going to consider she has no criminal record. The court's going to consider she's 26 years old. She doesn't have the ability personally to post a large bond. The court does take into consideration the arguments of counsel who have pointed out there are some, there's some issues here that can be argued. And the court notes she has a supporting family. I think that the court can rely on other issues besides a high bond to secure and have confidence in her coming to court in the future. So, court's going to set her bond on count 1 at $10,000. Court's going to set her bond on count 2 at $7,500, and the court's going to set her bond on count 3 at $7,500.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
So her total bond today is going to be $25,000. Pretrial release, GPS monitor, and all the other conditions the court talked about. All right?
Thank you that's
No
very kind
problem.
of you, Judge.
Take care. Yes, ma'am.
And don't talk to anybody in there if anyone tries to speak to you, okay? Do not discuss the case.
May I help you, sir?
Let's go outside.
Thank
Your
you.
Honor, thank you very much.
Okay. Second look docket. Who do you have?
And they're all at Paul Ryan. All at Paul Ryan. The first one is Denisha Smith.
Denisha Smith at Paul Ryan. Excuse me. Hello. How are you?
Second look.
Denisha Smith?
Yes.
You're here for a municipal ordinance case. What is this a city of Fort Lauderdale case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. What's how long has she's been in 6 days, right?
She was arrested on 6/22. Yeah. You talking about second look? Yeah. That's fine. They normally don't have a second look. Yeah. They normally don't have a second look. I was going off of my email from Jara, but I'll give them to you. No worries.
Wait a minute. Stop. This man ran away. This man ran away.
Is that what I hit? Yeah. Is that what I hit?
Judge, are you looking for the PC?
I just want to pull up the calendar today. Can you pull that up?
It might be. Jara's cases, MOs. You do the MOs. You need a PC? I know I got a PC for it.
It's first appearance, right? Oh, there you go. Got it. Okay, so she's been in She's been in now 6 days. And what would you like to do today, sir?
First, Judge, I asked the court to declare indigent and appoint Mr. McLawrence's law firm.
Okay, let me ask you, ma'am. Ms. Smith, do you currently, or before you were arrested, did you have a job? Were you employed?
No, but I do internships.
Okay, for what kind of?
Urban League, with the Urban League.
Urban League? Okay. Do you have any money in the bank?
No,
Do you own land or property?
no,
Okay, do you have any way to hire your own attorney? Any money? No?
no.
Would you like me to give you a free attorney, a public defender to represent you?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm
Yes, sir.
gonna appoint Mr. McLawrence's office.
I really just want to get out of here.
I understand. We'll take one thing at a time. So I'm gonna appoint Mr. McLawrence's office to represent you. There you go. And okay, what would you like to do, ma'am? Let me ask you a question. If I let you out of jail today, do you have a place to live?
Yes.
Is it on, what?
Of course.
Don't tell me the address, just confirm what I tell you. Is it on 6th Place?
Yes.
And how long have you lived at that address?
About 7 years.
And who do you live there with?
My mom.
Okay, and she'll take you back in?
Yeah.
Okay, why haven't you bonded out yet?
I don't have no money.
Why didn't you, do you know why your mom wouldn't bond you out?
She don't have no money to bond out.
Okay, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance today. Is that what I assume that's what you wanted to, right?
Yes, Judge, no objection to that.
Okay. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance, ma'am. All right? Okay, so you need to keep in touch with your attorney, and you need to show up in court when you're required, all right?
Tomorrow I go to court. Tomorrow I have a court date at 1:30.
Okay, well, you know more about it than I do. All right?
Just make sure you show up to court, Ms. Smith.
Okay, so I'm getting out today?
You should get out today. It'll take a while, but you should get out today.
Here you go.
All right. Next one, Your Honor, she's on page 2, Stephanie Miley.
Stephanie Miley, where are you, ma'am?
Second look docket.
Hi, yes, sir.
How you doing, Miss Miley?
All right, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. Hold on one moment here.
Judge, if you need a PC, I have a copy. I'll peruse mine. You can use mine.
This is, okay. Do you have the PC, anyone?
Here.
Do you have it?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you.
No worries.
Ms. Miley, let me look here. Ms. Miley's been in 6 days. All right, Ms. Miley, have you been living on Scott Street down in Hollywood?
Yes.
Yeah.
BLC.
How
Going back to BLC.
how long have you been at BOC?
I've only been there a couple months. It's Broward Outreach.
Do you have family here in town?
Yes, I do.
Well, let me ask you this: how come you haven't bonded out yet?
Because my brother has he's got a newborn baby, and they don't have that kind of money.
All right, and do you have any money in the bank yourself?
I don't have a bank account, sir.
Were you employed before you were arrested?
No, I was not.
Do you own land or property here in South Florida?
No, sir, I don't.
Would you like me to give you a special public defender to represent you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm going to appoint Mr. McLawrence's office to represent Ms. Miley.
Thank you, Judge. Being that she is going back to Broward Outreach, if the court is comfortable with that, I would ask the court to RR her as well. If the court is not comfortable with that, then I would ask the court to get involved.
Okay, does she have any criminal record, State?
She was arrested 2 weeks before this on a
On a what?
capious on a prostitution. She pled it out.
Ma'am, I think it's best, considering you have a kind of a recent history for this, that we send you to your trial judge and let your judge there determine what the best course of action is, all right? You'll leave your bond where it is. Thank you, ma'am.
Do I have a court date?
No, not right now. Your lawyer will stay on top of it, though, ma'am, all right? Thank you.
Next judge is Kyla Smith on page 3.
Okay. Ms. Smith, come on up, ma'am. Ma'am, the court notes you've been in jail 5 days. Let me ask you, how come you haven't bonded out yet?
I don't have no money.
Okay. Were you employed when you got arrested? Did you have a job at that time?
No,
Do you have any money in the bank?
no,
Do you have any way to bond? Do you have any money you could get to bond out of jail?
no,
Would you have any money to hire your own attorney?
no.
Okay. Would you like me to give you a free attorney to represent you?
Yes.
Okay. Are you willing to take Ms. Smith's case, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
if the
we're-
court is to appoint.
I'm going to appoint Mr. McLawrence's firm to represent Ms. Smith. Ms. Smith, does somebody have a PC on her?
Here,
Oh, you have
mine
one?
as well.
So let me take a look. I want to confirm her address. Does she have a criminal record state?
I don't see anything.
Okay, ma'am. Don't tell me your address. Just confirm it for me. Do you still live on 5th Street?
Yes.
Is there an apartment there, a unit number?
A house.
Okay. Who do you live there with?
My grandma.
How long have you lived there?
About 3-4 years.
Now, will your grandmother take you back in if I let you out of jail?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to release you today on your own recognizance, all right? But, I just want to remind you, ma'am, what you're allegedly involved with before you got arrested is really dangerous. It really is. And you're a young woman. You really don't need to be involved in anything like that, all right? I want to see you lead a nice, long life. And there are a lot of strange people out there. I'll just leave it at that. And you don't need to be involved in that, all right?
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Good luck, all right?
Okay.
Here's your report.
Thank you, Judge. That was Mrs. Kylie Smith, the one you talked to the grandmother.
Okay.
Last judge is Tamara Spitz. She's on page 3 of the docket.
Okay, Ms. Spence, good afternoon, ma'am. Hey, good afternoon, Ms. Spence. Could I have the PC on Ms. Spence, someone, if you've got it? Ms. Spence, you've been in 5 days, thank you. How come you haven't bonded out, ma'am?
Because I have no money.
Ma'am, were you employed at the time, right before you were arrested?
No.
No? Do you have any money in the bank?
No.
Do you have any assets, like any land, any property, anything like that?
No.
Can you afford to hire your own attorney?
No.
Would you like me to give you a free attorney today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to appoint Mr. McLawrence's office to represent you. Now, let me ask you, ma'am, does she have a criminal record state?
Yeah, she was arrested end of March on a possession of cocaine that she's out on bond on. Filing decision has not yet been made.
Okay.
Other than that, theft 2015, theft 2012, and then just traffic-related matters.
Got an open cocaine that hasn't been filed on yet. All right, ma'am, I'm going to do this. When you leave jail, are you going to be living at 14th Avenue?
Yes, sir.
Is there a unit there? Apartment?
No, that's a house.
Okay. And who do you live there with?
My aunt.
Okay. And are you allowed to go back there if I let you out of jail?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. However, you're in a different situation. I'm going to put you on pretrial release. Now, I'm going to order you report there before noon tomorrow. It's in downtown Fort Lauderdale. They'll give you a map right there. It's right across. It's kind of like down the street from the courthouse. It's only about. You know where it is?
Yes, sir.
So I want you to be drug tested, and I'm going to order you to have random drug testing, and I'm going to order a drug and alcohol evaluation for you. All right?
Okay.
And I just want you to, like I told the other young woman, you are a young woman. You're, let me see, 2003. Okay, you're young. How old are you?
I'm only 23.
Okay, you're 23. You got your whole life ahead of you. I want you to be involved in something other than what you got arrested for. Like I told the other young woman, there's a lot of strange and dangerous people out there, and you're putting yourself in a very dangerous position. All right? So please just do something else. I'd love to see you have a nice, long, healthy life, but getting involved in stuff like this, honestly, it's, I have a daughter too, and I tell her,
Thank you. I got 2 little boys.
yeah, well, You be the best mom you can and just do something else with your life, all right?
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
good luck, all right?
Judge, last one I have is also on your second look docket. It was set this morning, Sharon Galloso. She was a medical reset.
Okay. I think we had her this morning.
Yeah, but she wasn't up this morning. But it was already set on your second look, so I'm not sure if.
Sharon Galloso, are you there? Sharon Galloso. Online? Okay, so
I think you put on for the tomorrow morning.
probably, yeah. All right?
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, sir. Okay, now, how about Errol Dykes? What?
Be outside her hospital.
Really?
That's what happens when we're at the hospital.
Wait, hold on a moment. She's been MO, and she's in the hospital. I'm going to release her on her own recognizance, all right? What? Yeah. So we don't have to, the city of Fort Lauderdale doesn't have to keep paying that bill. All right? Yep. So, does somebody want to give me an order on that? Okay. All right, Errol Dykes. Errol Dykes, where are you, sir?
Yes, sir. How you doing, sir?
Good. Sir, you have an out-of-state holdout of Texas. Your bond is $5,000 on count 7. All right, thank you. What about Jeremy Miles?
Someone's coming down from DC.
Mr. Miles is approaching. Jeremy. You see that main judge who's approaching? He declined the services of public defender.
Mr. Jeremy Miles, possession of a controlled substance, possession with intent to sell, manufacture scheduled drugs, resisting arrest without violence, license suspended, and a traffic ticket. Court finds probable cause. Do we have a criminal record on this gentleman?
Possession of marijuana, 2014. Burglary of a dwelling, 2011. End of record.
Got it. Mr. Miles, are you currently employed?
Yeah,
What kind of work do you do?
security guard.
Do you have any money in the bank?
I took my money.
All right. And do you own land or property here in South Florida?
No,
How long have you lived here in South Florida, sir?
all my life.
Do you have family down here?
Yeah, I do.
Did you go to high school locally?
Yes,
Where'd you go?
plenty of.
Really? Okay, that's good. All right. What? Oh, let me. I don't know if I ask you. Were you working before you got arrested? Do you have a job?
Yes, I do.
What kind of? Oh, you're a security guard, right?
Yes,
Okay. How long have you? Are you work with the company?
yes, I work with a company.
How long have you been employed by that company?
Like 7 months.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to set your bond on count 1 at I'm going to set your bond on count 1 at 1,000, 2, 2,500, 3. I'm going to set that at 100, count 4 at $100, and it's based on your criminal record and the facts of the case. You can bond out, all right, sir? Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, William Fay.
Been advised it's a medical reset, Judge.
I'm going to go ahead and find probable cause on count 1 and 2 and 3, and I'm going to go ahead on count 4 and let him go see his judge. Thank you. Send that to the division. Okay, now I think we have second looks. Am I correct?
Judge, you can't leave Mr. Fay on just on the magistrate document tomorrow?
No,
To see how he is?
I'm just.
Even though he's entitled to be in front of a magistrate judge?
I don't think he's entitled. I think the court can find probable cause in absentia, and the court's done that. And he's going to go see his judge, and his trial judge can check on his well-being because he's going to see his trial judge in just a day or so. All right? Thank you. Now, what about you gave me this Javon James?
That was the.
Got it.
Your Honor, I can tell you I was advised by, I'm just checking to see if it's been updated. And I gave you the paperwork earlier. I've been advised by the ASA and Judge Shear's division that she order him to be held no bond pursuant to Judge Cohen's earlier ruling.
Okay.
Your Honor, I would just ask, I think we agree there's PC. I would just
Right.
ask if you could,
Reflect
on the
no
findings,
bond.
put no bond, and then that way there won't be any.
Sir, on count 3, court ordered from Judge
Originally,
Cohen to Judge Shear, both no bonds. So I'm just going to reflect that on this cover page here, no bond on count 3 for Mr. Javon James. Thank you. Okay. Okay. How about Zach Williams? Where's Zachary? Zach Williams. Mr. Zach Williams, sir, you've been charged with trespassing. Court finds probable cause. Been in 6 days. How come you haven't bonded out yet, sir?
I have no bond money.
Okay. And do you have any family who can bond you out?
No.
Okay. And hold on one sec.
Brian, I think this is one where Judge Brown tried to work it out. But I think
Does he have any criminal record? State?
yes, Judge.
I think he's come through one, before.
His last arrest was March 10th of this year.
Right.
That was for another trespass.
Intoxicated attempting to fight random customers. That's at a quick stop in Lauderdale Lakes. Okay. And when was the last time he was in?
March 10th, he was arrested for trespass out of Lauderhill on State Road.
So I'm going to let you go see your trial judge, all right? The second time at least this year you've been arrested for the same thing. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Philemon Mowat. Philemon Mowat.
Is your President Maine?
Hey, Mr. Mowat, how are you?
Hey, pretty good, sir.
Good. You are charged with false name, possession of paraphernalia, and no driver's license. You've been in jail 6 days. How come you haven't bonded out yet, sir? Mr. Mowat?
I'm waiting until they get their money together.
Really? How much is the bond on this? Do you know?
Your Honor,
$200.
he had Judge Brown said $100 bond on operating without because it appears that Mr. Mowat has a pending DWLS. He's also had a bad driving history. 2012 DWLS with an unlawful use of false name. 2012 aggravated fleeing and eluding at a high rate of speed. Unlawful use of false name ID, DWLS. He violated probation. I'm just checking to see.
Does he have a driver's license?
I'm not sure.
I know that his name is Philemon Mowat. He's been known as Ray Inman in the past. He's been known as Philemon. He's been known as Philemon, Ray Mowat, Philemon Herbert, Philemon H. I know he's been he's been known as Pixley Biggs in the past. Been known as Philip Mowat, Martin Mowat. So he does seem to have quite a history of aliases. I'm going to leave your bond where it is, sir. You'll go see your trial judge. Thank you. Merci. Okay, we took care of Jose Fontenez this morning, right?
Yeah, this afternoon.
Yeah. We don't have him again, do we?
No, you took care of him on a second look with the
Right,
interpreter.
okay. Right. What about Samuel Metellus?
Conti, Your Honor.
And
Okay, let me just see. There you go. Hey, Mr. Metellus, DUI. You got a DUI, and sir, you've been in jail for 7 days. How come you haven't bonded out yet?
Sir, I have a job right there, so I'm trying to get contact with my people.
Have you been in touch with anyone yet?
No, sir.
Well, do you have family here locally?
The family I have is my kids, my kid's mother. So I'm trying to get contact to her, but I can't. But hopefully.
Well, you've been in jail for 7 days now. No, sometimes I wonder, are you local? How long have you lived here in South Florida?
For all rest of my life, sir.
Okay, well, he's been in jail 7 days.
Well, he's got an open felony for possession of firearm by convicted felon.
Oh, he does?
Yes.
Okay. Sir, the court's not going to take any action today. I'm going to leave your bond and release conditions where they are. Thank you. Okay, so is that it for second look?
Yeah, we just got three motions to release.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Madam Clerk is correct.
Over here? Got it. Okay, so how about Verdun? Which one's been, we're not
That's
taking?
the one that's been taken out, Verdun
Okay.
Aldane's.
How about Ashley Allhorn?
I believe she's at Paul Ryan.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, we've not yet filed the information. She's entitled to release, Your Honor.
Miss Allhorn, you're going to be released from custody today, but I would just say that that doesn't necessarily mean the case is going to go away. But if you get a notice in the coming months or weeks, you're going to have to come back to court. All right?
Yes, sir.
It's hereby granted. Let me see here. Okay, so if there's nothing else holding you, you'll be out of jail probably, by dinner time or so. All right?
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Good luck, all right? All right. What about Delvin Williams? Hey, Mr. Williams. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Good. Okay, what's
Information was filed today, Judge. You filed burglary of an occupied dwelling while wearing a mask and felony petty theft.
Okay, I forgot. Do I look it up or do you hand it to me?
If you look it up in Odyssey, it'll be there.
Okay, hold on one second.
I think felony theft, felony petty theft. Yeah, felony petty theft.
So I see here state filed information. It's on Odyssey on June 26, 2017. And I'm reading it. 2 counts, one of burglary of a dwelling, occupied, wearing a mask, which I think, is that a min-man?
No.
But it bumps it up with the mask.
There's an enhancer for the mask, but it's not a.
Count 2, felony petty theft. And I'm looking down here. Let me look on page 2. And it was filed by Stacy Dorenzo of the State Attorney's Office. I see her signature, and I see that it's been notarized by the clerk of the court. So I'm going to go ahead and deny the motion for release today. ROR is denied. And all previously set bond and release conditions shall remain in full force and effect. Thank you very much, Mr. Williams.
And the last person is also at top, Your Honor.
What's your name?
So what's your name at Conti?
Vernon O'Day.
Yes.
So we took your case off the docket, all right?
You want to know the charge was information was filed. That's what they took. I believe they took.
Okay. Yeah, your charge was filed, sir. From what I've been told. Do we know what that is?
1 second.
Hold on, sir. We'll.
It was filed.
What was the charge?
I'll. We filed armed burglary of a dwelling and
Theft goes, no, wrong guy.
Okay, yeah, we filed that on Friday, Your Honor, and so he should be getting an arraignment before Judge Scheer scheduled very soon.
Sir, a burglary, was it armed burglary?
Armed burglary of a
Armed burglary of a dwelling was filed against you. You'll see your judge probably in the coming days. All right, sir? Thank you. All right. Yes, sir. Is that a wrap? Okay, we're done. Thank you very much, everyone. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 8:30. Thank you, Conti.
Thank you, sir. Nice seeing you again.
Good seeing you. Okay, everyone, we're out from the brand-new courthouse. And I haven't said that yet, huh? Boy, when I did it before, we were in the old, no offense to anyone, but the one that wasn't this nice. So we'll see everyone back here tomorrow morning at 8:30. Until then, we're out from, I can't even say my room number. What's my room number?
4155.
What is it?